Today, we're talking about alchemy, business, and yes, me giving away gold to some of my email subscribers. Now, sure, that's an enticement to join my mailing list, and I'll spill details about this in today's episode. But let me respect your time up front by being clear. I'm giving away some cool gifts with real gold in them, but no one's getting rich off them. They're worth a few bucks each. This is meant as a way to connect with my subscribers while relating to our theme of alchemy, which is about turning lead into gold. So if you're looking to get wealthy, then I hope you'll find today's content far more valuable than these gifts and worth liking and sharing with others. But if you're an entrepreneur who's interested in personal development, health, and growing your business, I do encourage you to sign up for my mailing list so I can let you know about each new episode, as well as contests, tools, and unique opportunities for my subscribers. You can do so at heartbodybusiness.com. On that note, we have an episode to get to, one that's all about transforming your business and your success. This is the Heart Body Business Podcast. Inspiration, tips, and tools for entrepreneurs seeking a more fulfilling type of success. One that stems from exploring and expressing their true passion and purpose and finding healthy ways to do so. All coupled with insights and action items to get a business moving in the right direction. I'm Steve, your host, and I invite you to learn more at heartbodybusiness.com. The average human body has approximately 0.2 milligrams of gold in it, or approximately 1 penny's worth. Now, there's this old idea of transmutation called alchemy, which was meant to turn lead into gold. And whether this was ever about literally turning minerals into new substances, it was definitely meant to speak through symbolism about personal transformation. But if you've got a little gold in your body, would you ever want to transmute the rest of your body completely into gold? Well, just ask good King Midas, who lost his daughter to this very thing. The answer is flatly no. So if you don't want to literally turn everything into gold, what kind of alchemical process do you really want to undergo personally and in business? Well, let's start with the obvious point of why we don't want a golden body. If the brain becomes gold, and the heart becomes gold, and every other organ and cell of the body becomes gold, we are no longer human. We are no longer alive. We cannot achieve what we're here to achieve. The body lives because of diversity, not sameness. No matter how important any one part of the body is, it doesn't survive without many other parts. Maybe we can do without a few, but we fully depend on having many systems each contribute uniquely to the whole. So we'd never want to transmute the entire body into gold any more than we'd want to transmute it all into a heart. Rather, we want to transmute any part of the body in a degraded state into its optimal state. We want quality throughout the body so that when each organ or system contributes its part, it enhances the function, the output, the possibility of the entire body. This is why we do a variety of things to support our health. We're not meant to just work out one set of muscles, but all of them. We're not meant to eat and supplement well for the brain, but not the gut. We're meant to pursue variety in order to support variety. And we pursue a healthy variety if we want to optimize our results. That is, if we want to transmute things from bad to good to great, lead to gold. That, of course, is the physical version of this story, but there's an inner transmutation we should seek as well, and this is what attracts literal gold into our lives. Let me step back a moment. I've spoken before of those who work through the ancient consciousness of the gut related to physical survival. They seek control over others in order to amass wealth and power. There are ways of walking the path of lead rather than the path of gold and building up the appearance of treasure. But in my opinion, they are building up painted lead, fool's gold, treasure that vanishes and that has its repercussions, treasure that ends up as bones. So when I say that inner transmutation or deep personal transformation is what attracts literal gold into our lives, I don't mean it's the only way, but I do believe it's the only way most of us will want to touch. This is the way of any honest entrepreneur who wants to offer his or her unique gift to the world and leave a story that lasts in others. In the heart body business model, this is about leading with the heart, making the most of the brain and body, but leading with the heart, which we talk about often. It involves honest reflection on why you're here, on what you really want to accomplish in your personal and business lives. But it also involves the extraordinary work of bringing yourself into the present moment where you can experience gratitude, peace, and joy. As simple as they sound, these are keys to activating the heart as the perfect leader for your life. And as simple as they sound, they are not so simple to live. Like muscles of the body, they take time and dedication to build, but they can be built. The heart, and by this I mean our heart consciousness, radiates in a way that the brain and gut centers do not. It is global in nature and through resonance attracts everything it needs to fulfill its purpose. But in our undeveloped stages, its signal is lost to the signal strengths of the brain and gut consciousness. And so we are slower to manifest anything. And thankfully so, because often when we manifest, it is something we don't want to have or experience. We attract the ill as well as the good, depending on what we send into the world. When we develop the heart, however, and it starts to outshine the others, our reach becomes far greater. We form relationships we cannot see, connecting to unexpected resources and opportunities. And when these come from heart connections, they are the type we want in our lives. This is what we are here for. When we work the alchemical process like this, transforming ourselves from gut to brain to heart consciousness, transmuting ourselves from lead into gold, the world opens up to us, and we need then only act. Which brings us back to the body, because if we haven't cared for it, if we haven't worked to transmute it as well, and optimize its health and activity, then we are less prepared to take advantage of opportunity, less able to walk through newly opened doors. This is true of the mind as well. We don't want the brain to lead us. That is for the heart. But just as we need to optimize the body, we want to optimize the mind through a healthy balance of variety once more. Adequate rest, playtime, study, and application of what we've learned. If you're a solo operation in business, then already you can see how this applies to your success. I believe you gather new business opportunities that are ready to support your genuine purpose in life when you develop the heart and have it lead. Opportunities that support your purpose is key here. When we operate from the gut or brain, we have other opportunities come our way, and we get caught up in wanting to make money or feel prestige or any of the lower goals. But if we stay at this level, then we come to the end of our journey and realize in shock that we never really began. When we live from the heart, however, and live our purpose, the lower needs of money, reputation, and so on are met to the exact degree needed. Maybe we receive just enough to get by. Maybe they appear in great abundance because of some larger mission to fulfill. Either way, when we live from the heart, they are not our focus, but we have their full support. It is, of course, the world's great challenge to let go of those lower ambitions of money and prestige and to trust that we will have what we need. No one said transmutation was easy, but for those desiring peak happiness, this is the path. And in passing, I will point out that this inner transmutation further transforms the outer as well, that the body starts to change in a way you can literally feel, and it starts to override the body's traditional lower emotions with palpable feelings of gratitude, peace, and joy, the qualities you are trying to develop that perhaps didn't come naturally at one time. You eventually come to embody them, and there is no greater sensation than this. Now, back to the business front. For those with employees, this entire concept is even more important because now you have a whole collection of people whose radiation attracts events, experiences, and opportunities to your business. This is why toxic people are such a problem and why you need to nip those situations in the bud. But it's also why hiring and developing people with integrity, people who are trying to be their own best, both in their personal and professional lives, hiring these people goes well beyond their resume. Just as we need a functional body to execute on things, we need a business with people who can execute its many functions. So we can't ignore skills in our hiring, but many skills can be developed. Integrity and kindness and a desire to serve others, these are much more difficult to cultivate. When you can find them, you're bringing gold into your business and transmuting it in the process. I'm sure you've heard how important culture is in a business, but I expect most are just looking at employee happiness, which leads to people sticking around and treating customers better. It also lowers the cost of overturn. This is well and good, but it might not emphasize the real purpose of culture, because culture is the atmosphere that blocks or supports growth. This forms the radiation of the company, a radiation that attracts better future employees and opportunities and finances. So, optimally, you want to bring people of the highest internal caliber into your business. And you want to continue to cultivate the best qualities: honesty, transparency, a desire to look out for the wants and needs of customers. This doesn't happen on its own. Whether it's just you in a smaller business or you have a management team, leadership is there to guide more than just day-to-day action. It's there to develop people, at least if you want this kind of health in your business. Here are 5 things that I believe are key in this process. First, hire people with clear expectations about their role and what success looks like. This should be realistic if you want them happy and motivated, and in turn, this allows you to better plan your overall company strategy. Unrealistic goals frustrate individuals, and they cause you to overhire, overinvest, and so on. Realistic goals also allow us to come fresh to work every day and to continue giving. We can all go through short-term sprints, but we cannot make sprinting an everyday expectation, or we'll burn out the people we're trying to develop for the long-term success of our business, and we'll lose them. Second, ask them to take ownership and be creative, and give them the budget, tools, and freedom to execute on their expertise. If you control how they execute, how can they be held to KPIs if they thought there was a better way to do things? Granted, the nature of their freedom and KPIs and so on depends on their role and experience. But I believe every role should have a level of freedom to grow personally and to achieve more than you had hoped for. Let them show their genius, and even let them make their mistakes within the boundaries you have set to protect the company. Third, support them through successes and mistakes. Celebrate wins and ask what help they need when they're struggling. It is easy to attack someone's weaknesses and errors. It is transformative, however, to love them and support them on a way to a better tomorrow. This doesn't mean ignoring negligence, incompetence, or the lack of motivation to improve. Again, we don't ignore what's toxic, But if we want gold in our business, we must radiate gold to those we're working to transmute. Fourth, be humble enough to accept feedback and differences of opinion. If our team is afraid of us, or if they think they will not be heard, they will keep things inside and festering, which does not allow them to become the gold we need. And you may be missing input on things that are happening in the business that's causing it to break down or miss out on opportunities. You and then your management team are in place to make final decisions, but so far as possible, genuinely listen, genuinely let others challenge your assumptions and ideas, and genuinely change direction when appropriate to show that this feedback loop is real. This makes people feel they are part of the company. And again, it allows them to bring their genius, which is exactly what you're trying to cultivate. Finally, fifth, in the atmosphere of all of the above, encourage everyone to love and do what's right for their team members, their customers, and the business, to actively stand for the good of all. In reality, these are all just hallmarks of love, and that's the whole point. We represent the energy of the heart in order to develop that throughout our teams. The more we can do so, the more we accomplish the transmuting work of alchemy in our business. This is what transforms business lead into gold. Now I'll end here with details on my Great Gold Giveaway. Again, this is mainly a way for us to connect and have fun, to grow as our own group. Because my goal as I build this podcast and its mailing list is to provide the kind of support that leads to transmutation, giveaways that support your personal development, health, and business success. At the time of this recording, I've just launched my mailing list on heartbodybusiness.com, and I'll start with giveaways when we hit just 50 people on this list. The first thing I'm waiting to give someone is Alex Hormozy's book, $100 Million Leads. This is a hardcover copy worth over $30, and it's a structured look at the fundamentals of how we can attract leads to our business. As for gold, if we hit just 100 mailing list subscribers by the end of 2023, more than 2 months away, I'll hold a contest for those subscribers giving away 5 gold backs. Look up gold backs online and you'll see they're designed as if they were paper money with their own unique look, but they have real gold embedded. Each one is worth just a few bucks, but if you win one, I'll encourage you to keep it in your wallet. Like attracts like. Gold attracts gold. More importantly, each time you see it, you can use it as a reminder about what you're trying to achieve. Use it to hold your focus on your business. And remember, above all, that transmuting people may be the greatest secret to attracting the opportunities for your business. If this sounds fun and useful for you, visit heartbodybusiness.com to subscribe. And since we need to reach 100 by the end of 2023, feel free to share this episode or the website with other entrepreneurs who are interested in the kind of growth and success we're talking about. Meanwhile, thank you for joining me in this episode and hopefully in this continued journey where we can all work on transforming ourselves together and in doing so, transmuting the world. Till next time, thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe. You can also join our mailing list to get alerts on our latest episodes and other tips, tools, and news. Learn more and sign up at heartbodybusiness.com.